Hello. Do you really think you are financially secure? We frequently confuse ourselves into believing that we are financially secure. Most people, especially high earners, have a nest egg which provides them confidence. However, this may not be sufficient to meet all of life's requirements. We will unpack specific needs and how to satisfy them in this series. I'm RJ Vasudha Deshpande, a financial services professional based in Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky region, yet I serve clients throughout the United States. And with me today, I have three experts in this field. Today, we are going to talk about annuities. Annuities are a great retirement vehicles with several benefits. In our episode on retirement planning, we briefly touched on annuities. We are going to dedicate today's session to covering in depth details of annuities, types of annuities, and how they work. So, let us start introductions first. Shishir, let us start with you.
Hello, I'm Shishir Rege. I'm a financial strategist with Anant Wealth Solutions. I specialize in tax diversified retirement planning and financial protection for families and small businesses. I'm physically located in Greater Cincinnati in Northern Kentucky, but I work across the United States, very similar to Vasudha. Over to you, Bhavin.
Thank you, Shishir. Hi, my name is Bhavin Shah. I'm a financial professional and I help families by educating them on financial stability in any market condition, tax free retirement income, guaranteed lifetime income, and with their real estate planning needs. I'm located in our beautiful Northeast, but have clients and teams spanning all the way to Florida and California. Over to you, Shams.
Hello, my name is Shams Pirbai. I've been in the financial industry for about 2 decades now, my focus being auto insurance and life insurance. I'm based in the great state of Texas, living with my wife and 2 kids in San Antonio. I love educating clients and families on how they can protect their today and tomorrow. Back to you, Vasudha.
Thank you all for your introduction. So, Shams, can you please start us off by defining an annuity?
Sure, Vasudha. In simple terms, an annuity is a financial product that usually offers a guaranteed income stream. Annuities contracts can be traced back to the Roman Empire, and the basic concept has not changed much since then. In current times, again, sure, Vasudha. In simple terms, an annuity is a financial product that usually offers a guaranteed income stream. Annuities contracts can be traced back to the Roman Empire, and the basic concept has not changed much since then. In current times, an annuity is a contract between an insurance company, and in this contract, there is usually a period of accumulation. That is the period when money is accumulated in the annuity, and then usually there is a period of annuitization or the phase during which the insurance company pays the annuitant, or in other words, the contract holder or survivor, money at regular intervals. Nowadays, you can barely find any companies which offer a pension plan for their employees. So, a well structured and appropriate annuity is a wonderful way to create your own pension plan. Annuities are mainly used for retirement purposes and help individuals address the risk of outliving their savings. Back to you, Vasudha.
Thanks for the simple definition, Shams, and some additional details on annuities. Now, Bhavin, can you please share with our audiences diverse types of annuities?
Sure, Rosada. There are several diverse types of annuities, and they each vary in terms of when they start paying, how they're invested, and how long they last. So here are three main types of annuities, right, in no particular order, based on the investment strategy and just the associated payouts. So first we'll talk about fixed annuities, right? As the name suggests, these annuities provide a fixed amount of income every month or year, regardless of the market conditions. So fixed annuities are usually suitable for individuals who want to be certain of the income, typically during their retirement age. Then we have variable annuities, right? Compared to fixed annuities, one of the primary differentiators is the fact that a variable annuities could provide income, but this income may not be fixed and may not be certain. So the main reason for this fact is because the variable annuities are dependent on the performance of investments, which could be a portfolio of funds. So variable annuities are typically preferred by folks who are willing to take more risks and thus would be participating more directly in the stock market. And then we have our indexed annuities. The indexed annuities provide interest credits based on the performance of specific market indexes, such as the S&P 500. Typically, indexed annuities have different interest crediting strategies and with some combination of minimum rate of returns, caps for maximum participation, a spread, and other features. So, index policies are usually chosen by those who prefer some exposure to the market, but also some protection from the losses. So, I'm going to hand over to Sashir to share information on other primary types of annuities based on different classifications. Shishir, over to you.
Thanks, Bhavin. So let's talk next about annuities which can be classified by their premium payments. Okay. So there are single premium immediate annuities, or some people like to call it SPIA. As the name suggests, have a one-time lump sum premium payment, and then the insurance company starts paying income immediately or within the 12 months of that lump sum premium payment. So SPIAs are typically chosen by those who have a lump sum amount to contribute and are looking for more immediate income payout. The SPIAs could help in locking in a guaranteed rate of return for life. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You are getting a guaranteed payment for life. So next up is single premium deferred annuities, or SPDAs. Um, One primary difference between SPIA and SPDAs is that although these two have one-time lump sum premium payment, the payment do not the payout or the annuitization does not start in the first 12 months. It can be deferred to years out, or someone may not even take a payout from the annuity, so it can get transferred by inheritance to the heirs. Now, then we have another one. It's called flexible premium deferred annuities, or FPDAs. So SPDAs is a single premium, whereas FPDAs is a flexible premium. So there is no restriction on how much money and when can be added to this annuity during the accumulation phase. You can continue to add that payment over a longer period. And the premium amounts are very flexible. The income or the payout is deferred until future. So since FPDAs are deferred, the money in the annuity has a time to grow tax deferred. So any annuity, even SPDA or FPDAs, they are growing tax deferred until the annuitization period. Okay. So any of the deferred annuities could take a shape of, so as Bhavin said, Bhavin described the fixed, variable, and index annuities. Any of these three types could take a shape of those three types as well. Okay. The next type of classification of annuities could be based on their tax qualification status, or we can say that there is how the funds are purchased in the annuity. So there are two types. One is called qualified, and the other one is called non-qualified annuities. So qualified annuities are purchased with qualified retirement plan. That means it could be under an IRA or a 401k plan. A good example of it is 403b, also called the tax sheltered annuity or TSA plan, which is a retirement plan offered by public schools and certain non-profit 501c3 organization, tax exempt organizations. Non-qualified annuities, on the other hand, are the ones purchased outside of the retirement plan, basically paid with money that has already been taxed. So after tax money goes in. So one, as I said earlier, any deferred annuity is growing tax deferred. So whether it's a qualified, non-qualified, it's gonna grow tax deferred. So, so far we covered the few basic types of annuities, and the world of annuities can easily get complex quickly. In this session, we want to make sure our listeners have some good foundation first. One thing I would say that if the people should choose annuities based on several criteria. Few of which are their risk potential, risk appetite, if they want to be invested in the market or they prefer the fixed type of interest, or maybe in between the two is the fixed indexed annuities. Second thing is, what is the retirement goal? And what is their income need going to be? And we will talk about some of these things hopefully today. And it's necessary that people consult a financial professional like us who is trained in annuity products from various companies to ensure that we can help them carefully compare options before investing in a particular annuity. I think that was a rather long answer, but back to you, Vasudha.
Thank you, Bhavin and Shishir. This is a good list of definitions for distinct types of annuities. To offer more clarity on the basic engine of annuities, let me ask Shams to define the separate phases of annuity that he briefly touched on earlier.
Sure, Vasudha. Before we talk about the separate phases, I want to clarify a few things about retirement plans. First is that there are many different retirement vehicles. For example, individual retirement accounts, or also known as IRAs or 401ks, are the most common ones. In these accounts, except for maybe a stable value type fund, most other investments are market focused and cannot guarantee your principal or growth is protected. When it comes to annuities, as these are contracts, they are guaranteed by the claims paying ability of the insurance company. Additionally, each state has oversight on these insurance companies for their solvency. Now, as I said earlier, there are two phases in any annuity. The first phase is called the accumulation phase, and the second phase is the annuitization phase. In the accumulation phase, the owner puts in money into the annuity, and the money grows during the accumulation phase on a tax deferred basis. The owner has control over this money, so they should decide to surrender or withdraw money from it. But since the primary purpose of an annuity is retirement income, most annuities have penalties associated with withdrawals beyond a certain percentage of the accumulated value on an annual basis. IRS is the one imposing these penalties. It does not matter if the annuity is qualified or non qualified. Now, once you are ready to annuitize, that is the second phase of the annuity, where one can decide to take payout from the annuity on a consistent basis. At this point, the ownership of the accumulated value in the annuity is transferred over to the insurance company, and in return, the insurance company will start a payment plan as contractually agreed upon between the owner and the insurance company. Now, please note here that an annuity can stay in the accumulation phase forever, and upon death of an annuitant or owner, depending on how the annuity is structured, can be liquidated or the benefits can be paid to the beneficiary. In a case of a qualified annuity, based on the IRS rule, if the annuitization has not begun by the age of 72, it will be age 73 soon, the owner would have to take withdrawals for the amount equivalent to the required minimum distribution, also known as RMDs. These RMD withdrawals are based on the age of the annuitant. Now, there are many options for annuitization, including taking a one time lump sum amount, other options, or a lifetime of payments. As Shishir alluded to, there are several types of annuities with various annuitization schedules. Hope that gives you a good overview of the separate phases of an annuity. Back to you, Vasudha.
Thanks, Shams. I would like to clarify some key terms and key roles that are involved with annuities. So, Bhavin, would you mind explaining these key roles and key terms involved with an annuity contract?
Sure, Vasudha. Let's first talk about the various roles in an annuity contract. So, first, there is the owner. The owner can be a natural person or an organization. The owner is the one that is funding the annuity contract or basically putting money into the annuity contract. So, during the accumulation phase, the owner has rights, right? They can make decisions about the annuity, for example, how much to fund, when to fund, whether to withdraw money or not, right? And finally, to decide of when to start the annuitization phase. The owner also can change beneficiaries or add more beneficiaries. Then there is an annuitant. So an annuitant needs to be a natural person on whose life the annuity is issued. So in case of qualified annuities, the owner and the annuitant must be the same person. One exception to this rule is several annuities can have a spouse as a second annuitant. In non-qualified annuities, the ones funded with right after tax money, the annuitant could be different from the owner. In such a case, the annuitant does not play a significant role unless the annuitant becomes disabled or confined to nursing care or passes away. In case of disabilities or confinement, the annuity offers special privileges to withdraw additional funds if the annuitization has not started yet. Or if the annuitization has started, then some annuities might pay additional income during the disability period. The third one we're going to talk about is a beneficiary. Right? So usually, the beneficiary could be a natural person or could be an organization. In several cases, beneficiaries are charitable organizations. Beneficiaries do not play any role in the contract other than receiving the contract money in case of death of the annuitant or the owner, depending on how the annuity is structured. So once the annuitization starts, the income payments are made to the annuitant. In most cases, these payments cease upon the death of the annuitant. But depending on the annuity type, the beneficiaries may receive remainder of the funds if the annuity or some scheduled payments from the annuity are due. Now we're going to talk about the insurance company. Somebody's making all these payments, right? So the insurance company is the one that makes an offer to the annuitant for the annuity contract. Excuse me, let me correct it. To the owner for the annuity contract. There are ones taking on the risk of annuitant living too long. They're contractually bound to pay out the annuity payments to the annuitant and the remainder of beneficiaries upon the death of the annuitant, right? Whenever they receive a claim. So now let us talk about some of the key terms. These are more technical, right? To most annuity contracts. So there is something called a surrender charge period. So this is a time duration in which if the owner were to cancel the contract, they would receive the accumulated value less the surrender charges. This period could be anywhere between 3 to 15 years, depending on the type of annuity the owner has purchased. Then there's a surrender charge itself. So this is the amount that would be deducted from the accumulated value of the annuity upon the cancellation during the surrender charge period. In most cases, the surrender charge is on a decreasing percentage scale, which means it decreases as the time period goes on. There's also a rider, right? It's an option that can be added to an annuity generally for an added charge, and it modifies the annuity in some aspect. One example of rider is the lifetime income rider that is offered on some annuities that provide lifetime income of on the life of the annuitant, right, without annuitizing the annuity. So there are different options like that. Also, something called as a general account. So, in case of fixed or index deferred annuities, the money accumulating in the annuity earns interest similar to a bank account. This account is called as a general account. Basically, in this cases, the money is not invested in stock market or any other related instruments. This is something called a separate account. So, in case of variable annuities, the contract owner has options to invest the money in the annuity. Right? This is the owner investing money in the annuity. So the account is set up and called as a separate account. The contract owner is responsible to grow using the investment vehicles the insurance company is making available to them. But the insurance company is not responsible for the growth of that money. Hope that offers some clarity on roles and terms. Over to you, Vasudha.
Thanks, Bhavin. I'm sure that was helpful to our audience to understand the terms they would generally see or hear in the context of annuities. Coming to you, Shishir, can you please explain the benefits of annuities and any additional details on what folks should factor in when considering annuities?
Sure, Vasudha. I know we talked about a lot of technical terms here. I'm going to try to simplify it as much as possible. So, annuities have several benefits. Some are very unique to annuities, and some which are advantages compared to other financial products. So, let me go through this in this specific order. The first and foremost benefit the annuities offer is a tax deferred growth of the money. So if you have reviewed our previous episode on retirement planning, we I think we showed a slide where how the money grows tax deferred versus tax now account. That is plays a very big role in here because your full dollar is going tax deferred until you decide to take that money out, which means you pay taxes on the earnings only when you withdraw them. Okay, so this helps your money compound over time and grow faster. So there is more money that is growing faster, which helps you definitely, which is something unique to annuities. There is not any other contract that offers that. So annuities such as fixed and indexed annuities now offer principal protection. That means the money that you invested will never lose because of the market downturns. This can help you preserve your capital and reduce your risk exposure. And every anniversary of your contract, when the interest is credited to your account, so the interest is credited on annual basis, when it's credited to your account, your that new interest along with the previous principal now gets locked in as a new principal for the next anniversary. Okay, so this is the only vehicle that allows you to protect your money, right, and grow it. So whatever your principal, the new principal is again protected for the next anniversary period. So that's a good part of the annuities versus some 401ks or wherever we are investing in a market focused accounts. You can also use annuities for legacy planning. So certain types of annuities are allows you to leave money for your beneficiaries after you die. This is achieved through having a death benefit option on the annuity or through continuation of payments. This way, an annuity can help you pass on your wealth to your loved ones and avoid probate costs. So this is another thing that we talked about during estate planning about the probate system. So this might be another good way to go back and review those videos as well. There are some annuities which would pay you additional income that Bhavin just talked about in case you are disabled or confined. I mean, the annuitant is disabled or confined to nursing care facility. So this can help you protect your assets and can afford quality of care if you become chronically ill or disabled. So this benefit is typically available if you have already started the annuitization. If not, then these annuities will allow you to access your money without surrender charges in case you are still in a surrender charge period. Okay, now let us talk about annuitization. So Shams indicated annuitization allows you to receive payments from your annuity contract on a specific schedule. There are numerous types of annuitizations, and I will cover a few here. All payout options shared below assume starting after the youngest annuitant is of age 59 and a half. Otherwise, there would likely be IRS penalties for early withdrawal. Excuse me. So the first option you have is called lump sum payment. That means at the end of your surrender charge period and at the end of and the beginning of your 60th age anniversary, you can cancel the entire contract and take the money out. Now, when you execute this option, there may be a significant tax consequence. So on non-qualified annuity, there will be taxes up. There will be no taxes up to the basis. So whatever amount you have invested will not be taxed, but any growth will be taxed at an individual's income tax rate. Now, the other option you have is called the life only option. In this option, the accumulated value of the annuity is now transferred ownership to the insurance company. And in return, the insurance company gives you guaranteed payment until the annuitant, as long as the annuitant live. So there are a couple of things to note here. First, the regular payment amount will be the maximum amount compared to any other options I'm going to share below. Excuse me. The biggest risk, the second point here is the biggest risk with this option is if the annuitant dies within the few years of starting the payout. So bear with me here. So if there is $1 million in an annuity, and now that $1 million get transferred over to an to the insurance company, and they will pay you as long as you live. If our expectancy of life is 100 years, they will continue to pay till you become 100. But what happens if the annuitant dies within the few years? That's the biggest risk with this lump sum, or the life only payout, is that once the annuitant dies, that money belongs to the insurance companies. Okay. Now, to avoid that risk, there is another option called life with period certain. In this option, the insurance companies agrees to pay until the annuitant is alive, but also guarantees the payment up to a certain period, say 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, whatever it may be. So the owner will have the option to select that period. So in the next few years, if the annuitant passes away, the insurance company will continue making that payment to the beneficiaries for the remainder of the term, the period certain that is been agreed upon. Now, if you don't want the life with period certain, that another option would be called period certain. That means with this option, the insurance company will guarantee payments for a certain period during the time which, even if the annuitant dies, the payments will continue to pay, just like the previous option. The risk of selecting this option is that it's exactly the opposite of life only payment, right? What if the annuitant lives beyond that defined period? Say if I started the period certain of 10 years or say 20 years, but I lived beyond 20 years, now I have to worry about where is my money is going to come from, where is the income is going to come from um, after that 20-year. So once that 30-year period ends, the insurance company says thank you and closes the contract, or whatever that period certain is. There is also another option that we can choose a fixed amount, that the annuitant can choose a fixed amount option. In this case, basically the insurance company will tell you how long they can pay you for that fixed amount of payment. The fixed amount is usually calculated using a declared percentage on the accumulated value in the annuity. The fixed amount automatically defines the duration, and this duration will be pre-disclosed. So they will tell you, okay, with if you wanted this much amount, we can only pay it out for 20 years or 30 years, whatever that could be. Okay, so again, we have a risk of outliving our money with this. Then there is another type, is called joint and survivor life. This option is available on the joint life annuities, so where you have multiple annuitants, which means there is so in case of this survivor life, so there is two options with this. There is a survivor life option. That means the annuity continues to pay until the last living annuitant. And in case of joint life annuity, the typically the joint annuity payments reduces at the first death. So there is a survivor life and the joint life. So these are the two options they have. In the joint life, the payment reduces after the first death. In the survivor life, the payment continues on until the last surviving spouse. Now, some annuity products offer lifetime income riders that I think Bhavin briefly mentioned, that allows you to take lifetime income from an annuity without actually having to annuitize. That means you're not transferring over your nest egg to the insurance company. Okay. But they will still continue to pay you, and they will show you every income payment that you're receiving is reducing your nest egg. So they will show you the current value of that nest egg. So if you were to die within the few years of starting that lifetime income rider, whatever the value of the nest egg is will be given to the beneficiary. But the flip side of this, and this is a great feature of that lifetime income rider, is that after few years, when your nest egg is actually zero, the insurance company will continue to pay you as long as you live. Okay, so these are several options, and again, based on your appetite, we can decide which is the right option for you. So back to you, Vasudha.
Thank you, Shishir. What you shared seems like a comprehensive list of benefits for annuities. Coming to Shams, can you help our audience with what factors should our audience consider when choosing an annuity?
Sure, Sudha. So, with annuities, in addition to requiring proper design and proper product selection, one needs to have a clear understanding of the goals that they want to achieve. There are innumerable annuity products out there, so finding the right match is key. There are several features and riders available with each type, and one should be aware of the fees annuities have. Usually, the fees are not explicit. Due to some of these factors, annuities also receive a bad rep because not everyone understands them well. You should consult with a financial professional who understands annuities well and would know how to leverage them to help achieve your specific goals. One thing for sure I will emphasize here is that annuities are a long term investment vehicle, and they are for transferring the risk of living too long and running out of money. Because annuities are designed to provide income, usually regular income during the long duration of a person's retirement life, this often means that most annuities would not allow early access to your money without penalties. This is one of the key things we share with our clients. We also perform a suitability test, and the insurance company reviews the results of the suitability test before issuing an annuity. Annuities also have a risk associated with them, like any other investments out there. Depending on the type of annuity you choose, there could be a market risk, like in the case of variable annuities. There could be interest rate risk, as could also be the case of fixed index annuities rather. Inflation risk can erode the power of the income payments you are receiving in your retirement, and there could also be a credit risk as annuities are subject to the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company, which can affect their ability to pay you in the future. Now, one of the biggest hesitation people have with annuities is that when you start annuitization, you lose control over your money. You may not be able to change the payout option or the beneficiary once you annuitize and start receiving payments. Now, annuities can also be useful tool for retirement planning, but they're not for everyone. You should weigh the pros and cons carefully and compare them with the other options before investing in an annuity. Also, another factor to consider is the fee structure of an annuity under consideration. There may be fees for receiving higher interest credits, and there may be fees for riders like the lifetime income rider. We all do recommend our clients to pay special attention to what guarantees are offered. I hope this helps, Asudha. Back to you.
Excellent. Thank you again to all three of you. There is a lot of great information here for our audience. Like all good things, we are at the end of our six-part series. In this series, we covered so many important topics that are grossly ignored in our financial planning. We discussed financial protection, estate planning, building sustainable wealth, retirement planning, disability, and today, annuities as a retirement diversification vehicle. We love to hear from our audience, and we plan to bring more informational episodes like these to you in future. So please stay tuned. You can write to us at info@anant-wealth.com. All our episodes and contact information can also be found on Bharat FM's Facebook and YouTube channel. We hope these topics helped you to find and eliminate gaps in your financial plan. So, in a way, we hope that we brought value to your money. Please reach out to any one of us for your free and confidential one on one financial review, and all the best in achieving your financial freedom. At Shishir, Bhavin, and Shams, thank you all and happy holidays. This is RJ Vasudha, over and out.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy
Happy holidays.
holidays.
Thanks.